What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well this week. If you watched last week's video, we talked about cutting the mud out of our mix. That sounded so country. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Cutting the mud. Anyway, so in this video, we're going to talk about cutting the harsh out of the mix. A lot of times we will have, complaints from church members about volume, whatever it is. That's fine. We want them to be comfortable, but what we need to realize a lot of times is when we're not having a volume issue, we have a frequency issue. We had a church member who was around the church just while we were getting ready a few weeks ago, and she just kind of commented, not in a bad way, not in one of, nagging or anything like that, but she just said it's a little loud, and I agreed. What I knew at that point was that I had frequency issues, not a volume issue. And what I did is as the mix started coming together, and I was able to cut frequencies up in the upper mids, things that just were poking out a little bit too much, just doing some subtle mix moves up there, it totally transformed the way the mix felt in the house, and it felt like it dropped 10 dB in a good way. Suddenly there was it just brought all this definition out in the low mids and in the low end. It made the low end sound bigger. Everything had more clarity by actually cutting the upper mids. And so by doing that, it just brought down the perceived volume. I'm sure that, yes, it probably did bring down a few dB, but overall, it wasn't actually that much quieter. It just felt better. So let's real quick jump over to the board and I'll show you just kind of how I will diagnose those issues. All right, so let's talk about cutting some harsh upper mids. In this mix, I think that we're really only going to be dealing with that in the overheads and in the electric guitar. There's not that many options for it in this mix. So let's just start with these overheads. Okay, so the cymbals aren't terrible, but there are a few frequencies that are poking out. So I will show you how I track those down. We're going to take a really narrow band on the EQ and sweep it around and see what we can find. So there's a whistle right in there. That's the right side. Let's check the left. Oh, might be something lower. Yeah, a little bit lower on the left side. Let's do an A-B. That's one of those things that you don't really notice as much until it's gone, but when it's gone, it stops hurting your ears. So those are the things that I hate about cymbals, honestly, is frequencies like that poke out and just have this whistle tone to them. So that's just what hurts my ears. And also, I usually go searching for things like that. Oftentimes, maybe I shouldn't search as much as I do, but I just don't like it. So now let's unmute everything and listen to the guitar. All right, so the guitar has got some stuff going on in the upper mids as well. So let's do like we did with the cymbals and sweep around and see what we can find. It really kind of jumps out there. It's not totally solved. Let's do another. It's A-B. So you can hear in that guitar, it's got that fizziness going on. It's like there's probably a little too much distortion on it. And so it's causing those upper mids to just be pretty, kind of scream out above everything else. So for harsh upper mids, that's usually my thought process, is I try to just critically listen and say, what's hurting my ears? Don't have to think too hard about it. And then I go and find those things. So that's how I sweep, kind of boost and sweep, and find the problem frequencies. Now, one disclaimer to this, it can be easy to go and search for things that aren't there. So that's why I always tell you to sit back and listen first and say, is there a problem here? Or am I just shooting in the dark? Because if you go and start sweeping for frequencies all the time, and that's all you're doing, then you're going to keep finding stuff. I mean, nothing sounds great boosted like that. So you need to hear it first and then just use the boost to find it. I hope that makes sense. I hope this has been helpful. Again, hit the link in the description for the reverb cheat sheet. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one.